All right, Pittsburgh Soccer Now. John Krysinsky here. I am. This is our first post-game interview after a playoff match this year on Zoom, and I've been fortunate to be joined by a duo, a pair, a player and a coach, and they happen to be a father and son as well. Rob Eldridge and Chad Eldridge have been. Appreciate you joining me right now. Just tell me the we'll get into the game and the play-by-play, some of the different things that happened, but just tell me what it feels like to get a win for South Fayette against a really good Plum team. Just what's the emotion right now for both of you?
I think, obviously we're super excited from a program standpoint. We had spoken before the game, and actually this week we talked to the kids about, you know, the ability to play in a big game and win a big game and what it does for a program. And we felt that this year, even though we played in a super competitive section with quality opponents each and every night, we didn't believe that we had a massive win. Having the opportunity to maybe beat a West A this year would have been a big win for us, but we didn't, get over that hurdle. So, we're encouraged that we made the playoffs. We accepted the seedings the way they were. We respected Plum, and after reviewing film with them, we thought they were super good. And we made a goal for ourselves collectively that if we can come out and win this game, then we're proven competitors in this tournament. And that's what we needed to do.
Yeah, Chad, what's it feel like for you?
Going into the game, like we're all talking, we knew that that game was not going to be the last game of our season because we know that our team, we haven't really won too many big games, so we haven't seen the kind of team we can be. So just playing that game and just having that win, just I don't know, just tells all of us, all the players, that we can win these games and we can make a run.
Yeah, Chad, I want to jump right follow up your question for you. You've played in some pretty big games at different levels, like at the club level, for example. Um, I'm just curious, like in terms of the high school experience for you, what does it mean to play at the high school level? I know, you've played with, I believe you played with Beedland, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, just what's it mean? What's a high school? What does it mean to play in games like today's game, like a high school level game?
it's definitely just uh, good and fun to just go out and play for the school that I've been in my whole life, and there's definitely a sense of pride to that.
Definitely. I was just thinking, you kids that you're in school with, and I usually can't be with too much during the day now, but yeah, to have that opportunity to bond and to go through a season like this, I'm sure it's pretty exciting. Yeah, so Rob, let's just talk about this matchup with Plum and what were you thinking going into it? Jordan Smith has the recap for us. Talked about you came out in a 4-3-3. I know you wanted to try to create and control the midfield. You've got Chad matched up against Luke Kolinkowski and that crew. I mean, that's probably quite a matchup between those two, you two.
Yeah, I think that we understood by looking at that film, and we had a good look at their front six. We knew that they were super talented in those positions, and very good players, high IQ all over the field. Their forwards have all the intangibles that you want in a forward. They're pacey, they're aggressive, they make good quality runs. We were thinking at one point, I was mulling it over when I was, trying to devise a plan for the game. It was, do we lock on with their best players, with our best athletes? And we kind of switched gears and said, well, what if we can prevent them from getting the ball and, bottle up where all their creativity starts, which we believe is in the middle of the field for them. I think that's their attacking nucleus. And, so we wanted to, focus on that part of the field, kind of delay our pressure, let their back four, make decisions that their central midfielders typically make. So, we kind of took out a link in their chain of success, and, our kids were able to follow that plan. I mean, especially in the first 40 minutes, I think it was a picture perfect performance on our end. I mean, I think if we go back and review the film, I think that, we'd be, remiss in thinking that, we could have done any better. I think that we did a really nice job. And then, the second half, I think too, when we scored that goal, I think that, the stage got a little bit bigger than some of our younger kids were used to. We started playing, more of a direct brand of soccer and lumping balls forward. And that wasn't, that was kind of lending to their strengths. We kind of let the plan get away from us a little bit. Had an unfortunate call where our goalie got delay a game, got the yellow card. We put our freshman in, Dylan Janowski, who did a super job in the 5 minutes that he was in there. But unfortunately, we did concede a goal during that time. I'm not saying that it was the freshman's fault at all. I think D.D. Flowers made a good run at it, and it was a good goal. I just think that it killed our momentum a little bit. So, but that was our plan. It was more or less try to address other strength areas of their team. We knew that their front three were going to be dangerous. We just wanted to try to prevent them from getting the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, did you feel like it was a physical match, Chad? Was it or was it in terms of dictating tempo and things like that? I mean, how did it feel for you out there?
I mean, I think just playing in the WPIAL is always gonna be a physical match, but
Yeah.
this game we kind of just stuck more to our game plan.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as much running we had to do, like in the first 40 minutes when we had our game plan. I think we executed it pretty well, so we kind of didn't have to do as much running. We could use more of our heads just to play the game.
Yeah, and so like you said, like your dad said, there's a lot of things happening there back and forth, but this game goes to overtime. What's said in the huddle before you go to overtime? Is there anything that you noticed, Rob or Chad? Is there anything that you're heading? You got to. It's golden goal now, and just what was talked about in that situation?
Well, like before the game, we were saying that you give 80 minutes. That's all in your tank. You shouldn't come off the field with any gas left in you. But after that, in the overtime, it's pretty much just all heart and whoever wants it more. And I think just coming into that game, you could tell that our team definitely really wanted that win. Came out and got it.
Yeah, we told the kids, at the beginning of the overtime, is that we wanted to regroup and we wanted to regroup and actually focus on getting back to our original game plan. We had success from that. I think it's a good starting point for all our kids, is that we wanted to make sure that they were focused and had their roles solidified again. And luckily we had a good jump in the first frame of the overtime, and we're in their end for the first 3 minutes. And I think that anytime that you're serving balls into the penalty area, and you have players like Chad and Danny Gormley and players like that are pretty keen around the front of the goal, that good things are going to happen, and luckily it did for us today.
Yeah, I mean, so you get there, and it just maybe talk us through the goal there, Chad. How did you get to it, and maybe just let us know what
I
happened
mean, it was in the 3rd minute of overtime, I think. It's right at the start of the overtime. Played a ball in, and we kind of just had the ball in the right corner for a while, and we were just trying to get across into the box. And so eventually 2 of our players worked together and got across in. And then the ball got popped out, and then another kid, Jacob Burnside, headed the ball back towards the box. I kind of just took it off my chest and hit it past the keeper.
Yeah, so it was a matter of a quick reaction, just being ready for that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're coming out of the overtime just thinking, if I get my chance, right, you got to make the most of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rob. I mean, obviously, it's a big win. Your section was 4-0 today. I mean, I think that speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that I actually just got off the phone with Ron Wiltshire, who's on the steering committee for the seedings. I think it's difficult. It's difficult for those gentlemen to get together and actually put together what they think 1 through 16 is, because once they get listed, it's always the coaches accept that list with a certain degree of chagrin. meaning that, oh, we shouldn't be here, we shouldn't be there. I think that, knowing, I had a feeling that we could end up with Plum if we were seated as low as we were, and that came to fruition. I think that, the mentality that we had accepting that was, important for us. We saw it, rather than, a bad draw, we saw it as a good opportunity. Like I mentioned, I have a lot of respect for Rafi and what he does it with Plum. I mean, their kids are well coached. They got good presence, and their tempo and speed is great. So we felt like, hey, if we can come out and put together a good 80-minute match and get over the hump, then then we'll have a new level of believing in ourselves, and looking for that momentum. And I think that's what we're hoping to carry with us in our game against Montour. We're very familiar with Montour.
Yeah.
Familiar with the job that Steve does down there. I have, one of my club kids is on that team. So they're a good team. We had 2 great games with them this year. I suspect that the third one will be just as good. So, we're excited. It's, Section 2 is like I said, I think that, and even Rafi and I were talking about that before the game, saying that, he was telling his kids to be wary because, we're in games every single night. I can tell you right now that Blackhawk and Beaver are just as good as some of the kids that are seated in this tournament. They're good teams. And, Moon and what they've done in West Allegheny and Montour. I mean, these are good soccer teams. And, each and every night we have to roll up our sleeves and work. And, sometimes, the ball doesn't bounce the way you want, but, as long as our kids are moving the needle in a good positive direction every time that we get together, and we can use these battle scars to, shield us as we move through this tournament. I think that, we feel fresh and we feel energized.
Yeah, and Mars and Franklin Regional, among the favorites in this tournament, but you've got a couple grudge matches coming up here in the quarterfinals. It's going to be, I think, going to be a lot of fun to see who comes out of those and then takes on the potential contenders. The favorites are Mars and by seed anyway. The favorites are Mars and Franklin Regional, but you guys have been battling each other all year, and I think that competition definitely turns rewards.
If we weren't playing Wednesday night, I know what game I'd be at. That would be the West Allegheny Moon game, because I think that's going to be one for the ages. I know there's no love lost between the programs. I mean, the kids that compete, they have that competition between them, and they developed a pretty hot little rival between themselves. And I think that's going to be a really good game.
Yeah,
and ours with Montour too. I think that we both teams have a lot of respect for each other, and it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, and that just give us a quick thought on that matchup and what to expect. Both of you, Chad first. What makes Montour so tough? I know they beat West A. They're the only team to beat West A this year. So what makes them so tough? And I guess it'll be a good thing that they had to play a little bit longer than you guys today, both playing overtime games. They went to shootout.
Just every time we play them, I don't know, it's just very competitive just because we've always had good games with Montour, and we both respect each other's teams. So every time we play them, it's been a close game. They also have, their defense is really good too.
Yeah, they got a different brand of defending. They're soft in front, meaning that they let you play in front, but trying to get in behind them is very difficult. So if you're a team and you're coaching the style of soccer that you want to play by playing angle balls through channels and trying to get guys in between to get to the end line, Montour makes it really difficult. I mean, the time that we tied them, Chad scored from 23 yards because it was just nothing in front. So I think that, that's going to be a really good game. I just think that, we just got to decide how we're going to play against them. I mean, we might go back to our original formation, with, bringing Chad back as a halfback and, moving Ethan Sanders back in the midfield. We've had success with that formation. So, we got to take a look at some film again and make a decision as a staff and decide, where we're going to place kids. And, we cleared the chessboard now. So we got new pieces out there, how we want to play the game, and hope that the kids are ready to compete, which I think they are.
Yeah, so you've got, I'm sure, a day of rest, and then probably Monday, Tuesday, get back at it. So enjoy this rest of the weekend, both of you. I really appreciate you coming on after this match, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, thanks, John. I appreciate the coverage.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate having you. All right.